I'm awake. I'm
with
awake.
what is it? The 50 cult novel read of 2015 that we're going to do. And Coral has something very important she wants to share with us, and I don't know what it is, so let's hand it over to Coral.
No, I was going to tell you because we're talking about what we were listening to. Besides that, I was jamming out to some K-pop, to some new Big Bang and AOA, and there was this really good one, um, Anna Lee. If you haven't listened to Anna Lee, and she's got this just weird, really cool song, and then, anyways, I'm jamming out to that. So that's all good. But I finished today Dawn. Oh, I have to go mark that on Goodreads. I finished listening to Dawn by Octavia Butler. I think that's what her name is. It is so good. Um, let me let me get it. And the reason that ties into the 50 cult novels is because one of her books, she's brilliant. I mean, if you have not read an Octavia Butler, let me make sure I'm getting the. I hear you, cuckoo clock. Let me make sure I have her name right. Yeah, Octavia E. Butler, and it's book one of her series, science fiction series called Exogenesis. I finished that today, so I can mark it. I forgot I'd done that before we got on here. It's brilliant. She is brilliant, and she's amazing. And I'm so happy I got to read this. I happened to get it through Kindle Unlimited. Her Exogenesis series is on Kindle Unlimited, so I had that, and it came with the free narration. So I got it on audiobook too, and so I was listening to it, and I'm so happy I found her as an author because we're supposed to read Kindred, which is also by her. It's one of the cult novel reads that we're going to be doing. So I'm really excited to read that one because the first book in this series was so good. Hold on just a second. I got to grab a cord.
Okay. And while Coral's grabbing the cord, yes, Yahoo clock that my husband gave me for Christmas in the background. I love my cuckoo clock.
That sounds so cute.
It'll cuckoo.
It's not loud or it's not. You know how someone can be obnoxious, but that's not obnoxious.
It's not loud. I gotta have total quiet in my sleep. Don't want no
Yeah.
noise, no nothing. I don't even hear it when I sleep. When I'm awake, I know it cuckoos. I hear it tick, but any other time,
I know what you mean. Like it's got to be quiet. It's got to be dark. Horrible. Which is why I have. But I mean, I don't have to wear my. I was wearing earplugs at one point, and then I just have to do. Oh well, that's off topic. But anyways, um, I'm gonna do an update on Goodreads for that book for just a second. Um, let's see. Put this on my red. So that puts me at. I'm seeing right now. So for 2014, that puts me at 104 books. Oh no, this should put me at 105. I wonder if I didn't. I didn't wonder if I didn't rank it. Yeah, I ranked it. Hmm.
like 10 reviews to write, and they're just gonna be on for 2015. I'm at 100 and some books, and I didn't even do everything for Goodreads.
Okay, I'm at 105 books read for 2014, which surpasses my best year of 2011 at 100 books. And this year I'm going to back it down to just 50 books. As I'm not putting anything else, I'm putting all my currently reading list. I put all 50 books. We're going to start with The Catcher in the Rye. I'm not going to start it tonight. I'm going to wait until tomorrow. My husband keeps going, so what are we doing tomorrow? Because he has New Year's Day and the day after off, and he keeps going, what are we going to do tomorrow? What are we going to do tomorrow? What are we going to do tomorrow? And I'm like, I'm going to read. It's like, I'm sorry. People are do this. I said, yep. And I said, and I'm going to read. So we were talking about, have you looked at the list, the cult novel list?
Yes.
Is there any book on there that scares you?
Scares me? No. Intrigues
I mean,
me, wants me to find out more about it.
it's
That
so great.
what scares me that I think I won't be able to finish reading it.
Or like you don't think it's going to be interesting, like it's not going to be something you want to read. It's not going to be interesting, that kind of thing. Oh, great guns.
Let me look at the list again. And readers, remember, we've got some of these are even available in audiobooks. So if you don't have time on audio,
Yeah, audiobook is a huge lifesaver. And I listen to them while I work out, so that's how I get through, the first 30 minutes to an hour of a book. Is doing it that way. Can't get the tweet chat to work.
and check out for Audible. Use it for that. If you don't want me to judge a book by its cover, and I'm very bad about cover, I haven't really sat down and read the because I know it's not my usual genre that I'm gonna pick anything out that this is my genre, I'll read it.
Well, so which book cover looks like that? That looks like
It was Literacy of Dunces
It's what?
by Confederacy of Dunces.
Oh, Confederacy of Dunces. Yeah.
And I mean, I just added them to Goodreads, so they may have better covers, but the covers I got, most of them, it's like, no, I don't think I want to read any of this. I mean, Catch 22, I think I've read before. I know I've read before. I know I've read it before.
Yeah.
And where'd it go? I know I told you I wanted to read House of Leaves because you said something about that seems like good. Fear of Flying by Erica Jong. Is that Young? I don't know if that's supposed to be pronounced as a Y or a J, but that sounds good.
Yep. I'm looking forward.
I have looked at that one.
Yep. I'm sharing out some stuff, so go ahead. Give what good or bad, what do you think of the list?
I think some of these I have This Is Not a Novel by David Markson.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I hadn't heard of that one. It's like not a novel. see. Goodreads is pulling it up. It's 190 pages.
Yeah, some of these aren't very long.
It's gonna make up for that one that's 800 or 900 pages.
Yeah. I can't make this public. I'm trying to share out the Google Hangout, but it's not saying it's saying it's shared privately. So I could share. I could
Oh,
public on it. I think that's the one we're in. I don't know. It's cool. Either way. So the one. So I can't wait to start. It's been killing me not to start reading The Catcher in the Rye like right now. But I thought it was pretty cool because I've looked on Netflix and we get DirecTV and stuff. I got I found a video about Salinger, so I'm gonna go ahead and watch that. I found another one about Jack Kerouac, so I'm gonna watch that one. And I might type in some of the authors' names to learn a little bit more about the authors and see what I can find. I'm worried about Dune because Dune is 800 and some odd pages, and I tried to read Dune a while back and I couldn't get through the whole thing. And supposedly, Dune is the Lord of the Rings for science fiction, like what the Lord of the Rings did for fantasy. Dune is the one that is for science fiction. So that's the one that scares me the most. House of Leaves I loved. It's really good. There's some on here. I mean, I want to. The thing that's bothering me is that some of them sound like high school coming of age kind of stories, and those like bug me. So that's the only thing too, is that too much high school angst, which you can call me whatever name you want to. I enjoyed high school. I had a good time in high school. So high school books really don't. I mean, fraught with. I don't get it. So I'm hoping that's not the case, or if it is the case, that they're really, really good. I found a lot of movies, and the other book that I simply did not like at all was The Unbearable Lightness of Being, and they're trying to say, oh, it's the best erotic novel since last Tango in Paris, or I don't know. I'm like, oh, yuck. So that's the only one I'm leery of that one. Infinite Jest is another one, but I think it's a long one. But I think you already got part 3 on audiobook, so I think we're going to go the audiobook route with that. That one's 1,079 pages.
yes.
But I'm not scared of that one. I'm really looking forward to tackling that.
If I can get it on audio, I am. Just to make it easier on us.
Yeah. I mean, big books don't bother me. I've read lots of long. I've read lots of big books, so that's not a big deal. So I'm looking forward to it. So that one I'm looking forward to. All the female authors on here.
And that one that the Infinite Jest or whatever it was, is 3 different.
Yeah, I mean it's that long. I mean it's a big book. Any of the ones like I really like Clan of the Cave Bear. I read it a long time ago, so that one's good. Fear of Flying, Kindred, Anthropology of an American Girl. Why Did I Ever? Any of the ones that are written by women, I'm really looking forward to reading. Speedboat. I mean, because I've read a little bit about. I'm putting posts on the blog, one a week, for every book, and so I'm reading a little bit about the authors. And so Speedboat, I read a little bit about her as an author, and that made it really interesting. The Secret History. I think you're really going to like The Secret History, Susie. It's by Donna Tartt, and she's the same one who wrote The Goldfinch, which is really popular right now. And I read The Secret History it's been back when it was out. I listened to it on audiobook, actually. I think you'll like that one. It's a little more... I'm surprised it's on the list as a cult novel. The only reason I can think of is because it's basically some college students who start, from what I can remember, it's like I said, I read it a while ago. It's a group of college students that take a class with I think they're like at a private school, and they take a class with an eccentric professor, and he's really into Greek mythology, and they go too far, basically. The Bacchanal and the Dionysus festivals and stuff like that. So I'm really kind of surprised, because it's not that old. I'm really kind of surprised that it made it on the list. So, I mean, it's good, but it's just kind of surprising. Let's see.
Atlantis Shrugged.
I've already read that one. I've already read all.
Oh my God.
What? I've already read all of Ayn Rand's novels.
168 pages.
Yep. So I already read that one, so I'm not scared of it. I'm like, okay, that's all right. I've already read that one. The movies are deadly boring. Oh my God, if you want to fall asleep, watch the movies. I tried to watch the first part. There's actually 3 movies. Where they're being shown, I don't know. But anyways, I tried to watch the first part of it. It was so freaking boring. I couldn't stand it. I was like, the book wasn't this boring. So I don't get the whole right-wing fascination with it. But, oh well. I liked it. I didn't think it was a bad book. I was young when I read it. I was really young. I was like in high school, I think.
Well, on Goodreads, it has 23,496 one-star reviews.
Yeah. There's a whole movement. I mean, I didn't realize, when I read it, I had no clue that she had this whole movement, this philosophy about it. Had this whole group, had this whole thing of philosophy and stuff with it. I had no idea. So, like I said, I thought it was a good book, but I don't get what the obsession is with it. Or with her philosophy. Oh, I told you. Oh my gosh, I'm going to read that before I can make it to midnight. Okay, here's the other one. And I think I might have difficulty reading. And reading, I mean physically reading it. It's The Watchmen. Have you seen the movie Watchmen?
I don't think so, but that don't mean...
There's a big naked blue man in it.
Probably not.
Okay, gotta watch that. The movie's awesome. You have to. We have it. We own the movie, and so if you get a chance and you can watch it because it's older. It's really good. I tried to pick up the graphic novel to read, and the print was so small I couldn't read it. I was just having a really hard time reading it. So that's the only thing I'm afraid of with this, is because we're going to have to get a physical copy to read it because it is a graphic novel. And if the print's too small to read, I might end up just looking at the pictures. so, so there you go. That's what might happen with that one.
Well, let's just look on Amazon and see what it says. And we may just go ahead and buy a copy. Just,
Now, I found most of these at my library, so I'm good to go there. I mean, almost all.
they had Kindle. We can buy the book, and it's the same one on Goodreads.
Saying what?
It's the same cover as the one, and I can send it to my Kindle keyboard, so you can't send it to your, it won't let you send it to your Kindle for PC, but I might be able to check it out from the library.
I did end up going to
I'll
the library and checking all the books, and almost, I would say maybe a couple weren't, maybe a handful weren't at the library. But that doesn't mean we couldn't get it on Audible or something else. So, I mean, what I'm trying to say is, because usually we work with indie authors and we can get the books, we can, share the books out for reviews and stuff like that when we're doing a discussion. But on this one, we're not. I mean, this is going to be an open and frank discussion about the novel. That's what we decided, right?
Yes, it's not at my library. I buy the book. $5, that ain't much.
Yeah.
Forever.
Oh, Ohio has this system where you can check out a book from any place, any library in Ohio, and they'll send it to your local library where you're at. Do you have anything like that in Kentucky?
Yes, we do. They do offer that. Don't bring, unless I own the paperback, I don't bring other paperbacks into my house, any print books. So 2 little hoppers won't try to eat them.
Mm-hmm.
The dogs won't chew something to them, or it'd be my luck something would happen to them.
Yeah. You know what?
And like 5 times expensive as a regular.
Oh, this one has an open season.
There was one, I could have swore there was something, there it is, The Perks of Being a Wallflower.
Uh-huh. They just made that into a movie, too.
Okay. That's why it sounds familiar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Can you guess? Well, this is because I've already read this book. All I can think of is that was like really the saddest book I'd ever read. One of the saddest books I ever read.
And you want me to guess what book that is?
Well, because I don't think you can from the way it's set up. I don't think you would ever. I don't want to give it away, though. I don't want to. You know what I mean? I don't want to do a spoiler. Wow, I'm amazed at how many. Okay, so on Goodreads.
If I had to guess, I would say Invisible Cities.
I don't know. I haven't read that one.
And then there's one I couldn't pronounce to save my life. Where'd it go? Starts with an S. Siddhartha.
Siddhartha. I don't know if that's exactly how it's pronounced, but I just say Siddhartha.
Okay.
It's about Buddha. It's about how he started, his background. There's a good movie with Keanu Reeves you can watch.
And Stoner seems interesting.
Yeah. I'm surprised at how many of the books have drugs in them. That's the only other thing. I'm like, a couple of them have, like Naked Lunch does, and there's a couple others I saw in here that, deals with people who do drugs, and I'm just like, I'm not one of those people either. So, I don't know.
Well, the author of Stoner was born in Clarksville, Texas. I've been into Clarksville, Texas.
Cool. I'm surprised that these books have, I mean, some of them have hundreds of thousands of ratings, tens of thousands for sure. There's only a couple of them that only have like 1,000, but they still have all these ratings. But most of them aren't rated that highly. I mean, you're not talking 5-star reads. Most of them are in the 3-star range. But I guess that's
and they're very controversial.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I see take it. It's okay. I can take it or leave it. It's either you love it or you hate it.
Or you hate it. Yeah,
I mean, we jumped from 5-star reviews, 5 stars to, and this is just looking at my friends list.
Yep, exactly. Which is going to make it interesting. Because we might run across that too. What do you think? There's a couple of these, like the Gorman Hast novels and the other one, the Alexandria Quartet. Well, I love it. Oh, it's set in Egypt. Oh, that is going to be so good.
Yeah, I was going to mention, I mean, and it's directly during or directly after World War II. That one's going to be an interesting read just for everything that novel from that horrible time and how the world tries to get back to wanting to get back, and then they can't because nothing's ever the same again after Hitler.
Yeah.
And V, have we talked about Thomas whatever?
Pynchon. V.
Yeah. It's 640 pages.
Yeah. He's written several books. Oh, I just figured out what that cover is, I think.
It can't, at first, if it's small, you think it's smoke coming up. But if you look at it a little larger, you can actually see breast and I say it's men. I say it's a man's chest. Now it could be a woman's. Don't have no breast.
No, it's a woman's. I just read the thing is because he's looking for the identity of a woman named V. So that is going to be interesting.
That's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
See?
So
the unbearable lightness of being.
Yeah. I don't know.
So what are we going to do if one of us comes across a book and we just can't finish it?
I know. I was just going to ask you that question.
Happen.
I was just going to ask you the same question. I don't know. I'm kind of thinking that because we're going to be completely because we're just going to give our honest opinion of the book, I think I'm just going to try and finish it anyways. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
like,
We're gonna try.
we're gonna try. Like,
That's the key word there.
yeah, if I get to the end of it and I still don't understand a single solitary word or anything about the book, then I'm gonna say I don't understand a single. You know what? I went through the whole thing and I don't get it. I'm gonna be and I have no shame. I have no problem saying I don't get it. You know what? Nope. Don't know what this means. Don't want to know. So that was my. I was going to ask you that question too, but I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen. Is I'm just going to go through and if I think there's a big honking pile of poop. Boy, this was a waste of money. Because I know there's going to be really good books in here, so it's all right if we have a couple that we don't get. That's okay. I have a feeling, just because I've already read it, that the saddest book. This is what I remember from this book. Is it's just sad, and it's Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance. And it's not. I'm not saying during. Do not. No, you're not getting your lobster. She's whining over her lobster. And the whole book is really good. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the book, and the whole book is really good. And but when you get to the end of it, all I could think of was like, this is just the saddest thing. So right now, that's mine. I can't think of any other book on here that I would say that about.
And what book is it?
Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance.
Really?
Yeah.
I never would have thought that from the title of that book.
I know, and you won't think of it while you're reading it. It'll be all the way to the end, and then that's when you'll just put it down. You'll go, well, fuck, that was a really sad book. You know, I mean, it doesn't make you depressed or anything, but I mean, it's just like that's what I remember finishing reading that book, and you know, and not thinking anything, you know, all the way through, like, oh yeah, that's good, it's good, to get to the end and go, shit, that was really sad. It's good. I mean, I'll like it. The only thing I read Catcher in the Rye again, maybe back when I was in high school or middle school, and all I know is I was just pissed off. I was a pissed off, pessimistic person for 2 weeks after I read that book. So that's why it'll be interesting to see how I feel after I read it again, because I remember nothing. I don't remember anything about most of these that I read. So if I end up being pissed off for the next 2 weeks after finishing that book, you'll know why. That's all I remember from that book too.
And I'm guessing we're going to do this once a week. I mean, there's 50 novels.
Yeah, there's 50 novels, so we really do have to finish them like in a week. I don't know about the longer ones. We're gonna Dune is really the only one. I mean, there's other really longer books in here, but Dune's really the only one that I think that's the first one I don't know. For some reason, that's the one I think I'm gonna struggle with finishing. I don't know why, but I'm just saying. So yeah, so you figure next week. Well, Catcher in the Rye isn't that long, so you figure by next week we'll be ready. We'll probably be ready to talk about it.
Oh yeah.
So it's not really a set schedule of when we're gonna have the hangout. We're just gonna have to whenever we finish one.
And I mean, 1 week we made it didn't take that. It ain't gonna take that long to read.
Oh yeah.
Blood and Guts in High School. Have you read it? Have you read that one in the back?
I know. It sounds good though. I mean, it's different.
A lot of these are different.
Yeah.
course, I mean, do something to the night to go work out, and I said I can't. And it's like, for what? I said, me and Cora are going to be on Google Hangout to talk about the 50 cult novels that we're going to read in 2015. Of course, my father, understand, my father's not a reader. He reads, looks through his farm magazines, but my dad will not pick up a book to read.
Uh-huh.
Kill him before he would pick up. And he says, like, you're doing what? What's a hangout? Where you going? I'm not going anywhere, Daddy. We're calling each other virtually via Google. All right. And y'all talking about what? I said, the cult books we're going to read. What's a cult book? I said, like Catcher in the Rye. What's Catcher in the Rye? Tell me how you can explain. My daddy was, however old he is, 60-something. You're going to explain a cult novel to a 60-some-year-old man. I have no words to explain. You know what Susie does? Susie turns it around and says, do y'all have Stars Television? They have DirecTV. Do y'all have Stars, Daddy? No. We dropped. Why? I said, I was just wondering if you'd watched Outlander. On that, is it any good? I said, well, I liked it. So I turned it around. How am I going to explain about here we go. Daddy, it's about sex, drugs, and rock and roll. That's what I needed.
That's probably what it is. That's probably what all these books are going to be, your sex, drugs, and rock and roll. I'm pretty sure. I'm really pretty sure. Oh. Well, you know, I mean, I can understand because really, if you look at the dates when the books were written, the only ones that are, most of them, the earliest they were done was 1961. I mean, a lot of them, the only thing I can think of that is older would be On the Road, because Kerouac was from the Beatniks in the 50s. But I think, except for, okay, well, Thus Spoke Zarathustra by Nietzsche, that's 1883. I mean, as far as getting, a lot of them are from the 70s, 80s. There's a couple, and then it's right before, it's right around 2000. And this is not a novel, it's 2001. I don't think we have anything.
And there was one
2000,
that
there 2003.
there's Donna Tartt that war.
Oh, okay, hers is 19. Well, no, it's 1992.
Okay, 92. Sorry.
Anthropology of an American Girl. That's 2003. Oh, it is self-published. Self-published in 2003. Anthropology of an American Girl touched a nerve among readers who identify with the sexual and intellectual awakening of its heroine, a young woman on the brink of adulthood. Ooh. Well, there you go. We even got a self-published one.
Now that one sounds. That one's going to be interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but there's very few of these that were, published about, when your dad starts talking about it. There's not that many that was published before 1960, that he would he probably never even heard of them, and especially if he's not that big of a reader. He probably never heard of it.
Cities was first published in 72.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's a good chance.
Daddy is, yeah. With Daddy, he's just not a reader. He won't pick up a book. As he
Yeah.
says, that's your thing. But I enjoy reading.
Mhm.
My mama has gotten, she loves her Kindle. I've had to
Oh
send her
yeah.
some links to free books to download, and she is loving her Kindle.
Oh,
She's
that's
doing
so.
more shopping on it than anything.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
And shopping, I mean by eBay,
Oh God.
this, that. Your daddy and I can be on the internet, and he can be looking at one thing, and I can be looking at another. And that they have an iPad that they use and share back and forth.
Uh-huh.
But he can be looking up this, and I can be searching for something else. And I wish I'd got the 7-inch or the HDX instead of the little 6-inch now.
Yeah.
Oh well.
I can't do the 6-inch. I would need a bigger one. I tried doing some of even like the Google Reads app and my library app don't work that well. I mean, if you just want to do one thing, uh, you could. But other than that, um, I would go for a larger screen too.
And
I
what about Why Did I Ever by Mary Robinson? Mary Robbins.
don't know what that is.
I know I didn't pronounce her last name right, but I got the book right.
Hold on, I'm pulling that list back up.
After Robinson has emerged with a novel so beguiling and funny that it has brought critics and her live reading audiences to their feet. Why did I ever take Why did I ever takes us along on the darkest of private journeys. A story told by a woman named Money Brenton is submitted like a furious and persuasive diary, a tale as fierce and taunt as its fictional teller.
Oh, that sounds good.
Okay, I'm sorry, that doesn't tell me.
Apparently, it's a diary is a thriller. I don't know. Here's another one between two world wars. And that's Nightwood. Uh, Paris, Berlin, and Vienna in between the World War One and World War Two.
You said Nightwood?
Mm-hmm. It's a landmark of feminist and lesbian literature. Oh, T.S. Eliot proclaimed the book so good a novel that only sensibilities trained on poetry can wholly appreciate it. Wow. In 1930, it was published in 1936.
Holy crap.
Yeah. Very interesting.
It's it's 70 some years old.
Yeah. Which is cool. I mean, it's cool that, I mean, to me, I always thought cult novels would have to be, I always thought cult novels would be old.
Yeah. And before we got to looking tonight, I thought they were I thought these books were going to be like from the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s,
Yeah.
maybe if I never thought there would be any from the 2000s. It
Yeah.
doesn't seem like they've been around long enough.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion. It's like a classic. A classic is time like To Kill a Mockingbird or Catcher in the Rye, Catch 22 that keeps going on and on and on and on and on. Something our great grandchildren will be talking about.
Yeah. But that's, I think that's kind of cool. I think in this list, whoever put it together did a really good job of there's a lot of different genres and there's a lot of different time periods. I mean, all the way from like 1883 to the 1930s to the 1950s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and the first part of 2000 of the 2000s. So I th- I think it'll be pretty good. I don't know why the Clan of the Cave Bear is on there. I'm really not sure. I mean, I thought it was a good story, but I'm not sure about the. And so, I mean, this will. I mean, reading these, I'm assuming that I will have some kind of definition of what a cult novel is after reading these books.
Well, I've sent you the original.
Okay.
Out. Who determined that these are quote novels?
I just saw him on a blogger had published the list and on book likes, and that's where I saw it, but I can't find it. It disappeared. So then you said you found, and you found the list, and she might have copied it from the original place where you found the list. I think I posted that list in the group. I don't remember. Because you found the original link. No, I think I have it in an email.
Yeah, I got it in an email somewhere. I'd have to scroll back a little bit.
But you're the one who found I think you found the original link. I think that blogger was just reposting it.
Uh-huh.
But I think you're the one who found the original. I gotta see if I can find that where you found it. Oh, I think I don't have it anymore. It was where we were. It was the ham on rye thing because I didn't think the ham and rye.
You didn't think it, you thought it was a
I thought it was
play
something.
on Catcher in the
Yeah,
Rye.
it was a spoof on Catcher in the Rye. I'm like, what the heck is that? And then here it is. Okay. So this is where we got it at. LiteraryExploration.com Reading Challenges 50 Essential Cult Novels. Exploration. Apparently, they have a book club and reading challenge. Ooh. Oh, they have 1,001 books you must read before you die. Oh goodness. The Classics Club, libraries, 100 best novels. Telegraph's 100 essential reads. Times best novels list. Rory Gilmore reading challenge. Keating best crime and there you go. Keating's 100 best crime and mystery books. And top 100 crime novels of all time. We should read that.
I got the Listen.com reading list / 50 cult essential novels, and I could have swore I sent you another one. Because I found one that had like 500 on it.
Oh God, this is 1,001 novels to read before you die. Oh, forget it. That ain't gonna happen. Oh, also, a lot of these I've already read. Actually, I could go through here. I bet there's a lot that I've already read. I might do that. Sorrows of Young Werther. I read that one. I read that one. I read that one. have that one. Yeah, I might do that. Okay, so it's at Literary Exploration. And apparently they have a book club. They're on Goodreads, Twitter. Should we let them know that we're doing their? Should we let them know that we're doing their list? Oh shoot, they got a group.
And I could have swore 500 on it. Let me keep words.
Oh, they have a group. Just gonna join. And let them know that we're
Here we go. Oh, no, that's Amazon.
Okay, I liked it. Oh, how funny. Okay, well, I'm following them now. Since we took their list. All right, I'll go. He's in Australia. That's cool. All right, I'll have to go through their 1001 books.
Oh, I found their list on Goodreads
Uh-huh.
Group.
Huh. Well, this is cool. He's from Australia. I don't know what the classics club. You like mystery? Have you looked at the best crime and mystery books listed on there?
No, I love mystery. I'm really into British mystery. Somebody would tell you I must have been British in a previous life. David Donna Brown,
Uh,
D&D Brown.
uh-huh.
I've really gotten into them, especially audio. Oh, give me a, especially if it's by a British person reading it, narrating, whatever. Let's see, here the library has 500 essential cult books to read.
500? No. No. I'm already going to tell you. No. They do have a list for everything. Like,
Link to the group because I ain't found it.
we can stick with 50. That's just fine.
50, yeah, because it's not want to get wore out on reading about cults over and over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And I'm afraid that might happen.
Yeah.
Did you join the group?
Yeah, I did.
I'll grab it. Okay, I'll grab it off your Goodreads.
Okay.
Yeah, search for Goodreads or KY Bunnies. And you can, Is it Flavor Wire
Oh, 50 Essential.
Literary
Here we go.
Explosion?
Here we go. 50 Essential Cult Novels according to Flavor Wire. Okay, that's where we got the list from. Oh, finally. It took us a while. We just jumped on the list and went, oh, yeah, sure, let's do that. And they posted this list on July 9th of 2014. Okay, so just what is a cult novel? Like so many literary terms, the edges blur whenever you try to look right at them, but in the end, you sort of know one when you read one. Sometimes a cult novel is one that the critics panned but the fans love, or sometimes it's one that both readers and critics love, but a certain contingent of readers really love. Any book within a squadron of rabid fans swearing that it changed their lives quickly seems cultish. Cult novels often come from the fringes, they often represent counterculture perspectives, they often experiment with form, but again, you sort of know one when you see one, and this list contains 50 of the best, or at least the most notable. As always, there are many more good ones out there, and new cults forming all the time across the world, so if your favorite dog-eared novel of worship is missing, add it to the list in the comments. Okay, have you read, I mean, I really think that these are, I really think that you have to be, it has to be older. I generally think that it has to have some time behind it. Because we deal with a lot of indie authors,
It,
but I really think there needs to be some time. It has to be liked over a period of time. But have you read any indie authors that you think would make a good cult novel?
no.
I like that. No.
No, I mean, I do blog tours on blog.kybunnies.com. Work with a lot of tour companies. When they send out a request for read review, the genre first. First thing I always do, I look at the genre, and if it's not interested in reading, I won't sign up to read the book. I'm more mystery, very little sci-fi. I'm not big on sci-fi or fantasy,
Mhm.
and I'll tell you. But if you look, my favorite author, all-time favorite author, and I'm not counting Watership Down by Richard Adams because he doesn't count because I'm a bunny person and I have to love that book, is Stephen King. I'll kill for Stephen King. That man can take me anywhere in this world. He could write out the this, that, then, whatever in front of it. And I would read, I would buy it, I would read it. Because Stephen King.
Mhm.
I remember when I was pregnant with my son reading Insomnia.
Mhm.
Loved that book. My mama swore up and down. She'll swear to most 21 years later. Had nightmares as a kid is because I read Stephen King.
Uh-huh.
I said, why? It don't scare me. I've not scared like that. I can go in a haunted house and laugh at them.
Uh-huh.
She, she said, Stephen King is horror. He does write some horror, but he's more of fantasy, more sci-fi.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely has.
And I,
He's. I can't. I don't. I read. I did when I was in. When I was 15. When I was a teenager. That's when I read the Stephen King. I read him out the butt. My uncle Tom, is the one who got me started on horror books. And so that's what I started with, and that's why I got into Stephen King. But that's why I was all into Kuntz and Saul and Herbert, and because he had those books, and he uh, let me see them. Uh, he lent them to me, and that's how I started reading them. There's I have read, as far as an indie book, Frightened Boy. That one is it's Frightened Boy by Scott Kelly, and that one I think qualifies as a cult novel. Um, you have to read it. It's got some great stuff in it, that I still remember, and I read it 4 years ago. So that to me, I think, is a real good cult novel as far as an indie cult novel. I'm going to post the original list. Now there were some complaints that not enough women writers were on here, and there were some complaints I read in the comments about it being, some of these were so old that they were saying that they're more classics instead of that they've become classics instead of cult novels. So whatever you think about that, I haven't gone on to find any more. The other one, there was one I thought of that I read that was a contemporary novel that I really liked, that I thought would fit in as a cult novel, and now I forgot it.
Boy on Amazon.
That's the only indie book I can think of, though, is Frightened Boy by Scott Kelly.
Right.
Actually, all of his books probably are cultish in that way. Dang, I was thinking of a book that I thought could have been included on the list. I was going to recommend it too, because I'm in the group. Shoot, I can't think of it now. Oh, for goodness sake. Oh, man. Palimpsest. That was an awesome book. I would put that one in there. Anyways, if you go to Book Bunny,
I guess it would help.
If you go to Book Bunny PR on Goodreads, the challenges up there. Each of the books has a thread. You have readers have a thread where they can recommend a book, and an author. If you're an author and you feel like your book is cult worthy, Palimpsest would definitely be, I think, one of them. Let me see. I thought of one. Why can I not think of it now?
Well, Frightened Boy is not sold at Amazon. He's got it as a free download. I'm assuming
I gotta send it to you.
at
I have it.
bookricks.com.
Yeah, they're the ones that have it. He gave that book away. He said he's had like over 100,000 downloads of the book. He put it on Wattpad and Bookricks, and he's since stopped writing. I haven't heard from him. I used to talk to him quite a bit. And he's since backed off from writing. He said he edited the book again. He cut like 20,000 words off of it, which I was kind of like, I like the original. So I don't know. He changed it a little bit that way, but yeah, it's also you can't get it. He never put it for sale, and it was something that he just gave away.
Now, I've hosted him on my blog with his book, Sick.
Yep, that's another one of his. That one he did. So Sick, and I think Blue. I think that was the name of it. Was Blue. And the other
Yeah,
book,
the blue. It's right. I see it.
and the other book he wrote a long time ago was Jumblewumba, but it's out of print. I don't think you can. So yeah, if you can find, like I said, the only place I think you can find is either Wattpad or Bookrix. And it's not for sale. I mean, it's free. Oh shoot, what was another one? Palimpsest was definitely one. Anyway, so if I think of it, I'll add it. But yeah, um, oh, was there another indie book? I really don't think of another indie book. And I've taken a lot of different books. But I kind of miss that. I
You're
mean,
more widely read than I am on a lot of these things.
do you think so?
I know so.
Well, I don't do romance. So, I mean, there's some genres that I just really don't read a whole lot of, and romance is one of them. I'll watch me some Korean drama romance. Oh boy, I love those. I do. I love those things. Oh my
As
god.
long as they speak in English, I can handle it.
No, well, you have to read them. It's in subtitles, so you have to read the subtitles. They are so good. They have you, I swear they go 16 episodes, and each episode is like 45 minutes. So I'll binge watch like 3 or 4 hours of those things. And the um, they will have you like my three favorite ones are I Need Romance 3, Discovery of Romance, and Unemployment Romance. And I swear they have you on pins and needles. This is not the last one I finished because I knew I had to finish it before we started this reading challenge. Was Que Sera Sera, which is a little bit of an older one. But I swear they
Uh-huh.
have you on pins and needles until the last freaking episode as to what's going to happen. It's so good. I'm totally addicted to those things. I don't know about the Japanese, but I know the Korean ones. I'll watch. Um, but I think that's why I kind of got turned off from some of the indie writers, is because I don't find that um, I don't find that commitment to really getting out of the boundaries. You know what I mean? To pushing the boundaries. Um,
Yeah.
I really don't. I'm trying to think of some other books and stuff, but out of all the ones I've read, I don't see a whole lot that I can look at and say, oh yeah, that really pushed the boundaries. That really, would qualify it as a cult novel. And I just don't see it. I don't have my 2010 books on here. Oh, that's sad.
Now, I'm going to say I have read some of Richard Long's book, The Book of Paul.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I hated the book.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I can't. You know what I really want to move
I
away
said I
from?
read some of it. I hated the book.
I hate it.
It was more about somebody beating the crap out of somebody else than anything. Okay. My library has Dune on audio.
Oh, okay. Oh, good. I think I have the ebook, but not audio. Okay,
Let me sign in and see how many.
there's this David Katzman, and he wrote Death by Zamboni. That was one that could probably be considered a cult read, but it wouldn't be one that I liked. It wouldn't be one that I read it and went, I did give it 4 stars. And I still wouldn't. Speculation was really good. Oh, what was your best read of 2014? Bless you.
She says, bless you. Sick. Go in there and take some NyQuil. And the 12 people on hold
Huh?
on the Kindle and 13 on hold for the best read of 2014. I would have to go here. Gosh, I've read so many books this year.
I know. That's why I like my Goodreads list, because I can look at it, go through it, and go, oh yeah. Where is he? Hacker, Hoaxer, Whistleblower, Spy. Dawn. Because I just finished it, and that was awesome. I'm looking through mine. The Missing Place was really good. I read a lot of them.
I like TC something Lotempio. It was good. Law of Five by Robin Mahle. Her Redwood Violet, #3 in the series. She's Indian. I really like her writing. I read and Shatterpoint by Jeff Altabef. That was a good. It was. They said it was a mystery. His wife agreed to read it. It's futuristic. It was about that. It was a good book set in the future about you're born on one side of the fence or the other, and if you're born on the wrong side, it's like born on the wrong side of the tracks, or you're born on the wrong side of town. They're what am I trying to say here? Who knows? They try certain people try to stop the government from doing bad things. It's not. It's more like a democracy than a democracy. Where the sermon, this is how you're going to do it.
Wow.
No ands, ifs, or buts. Do it this way, or we'll kill you.
Yeah. Brief Space Between Color and Shade. That was an excellent book. That was another excellent one.
An Intimate Murder by Verdict Chase. She's indie. That was a pretty good book. It's a murder mystery.
Cool.
And it's a series.
Anything, speaking of series, anything by Barry Eisler. Anything by Kiana Davenport. And the Pines trilogy from Crouch. That was one of the best trilogies I've ever read. Thriller, mystery thriller thing. That was the best. That's pretty much it for 2014.
And I had to admit, I reread Outlander. That if I had no other pick, that would be it. Because I read it. Oh, and then The Immortal Life of Henrietta Lacks. Oh my God, yes, that was my.
What was that one about?
That is a must. It's a nonfiction book. Don't fall over. Susie, don't.
Ooh. Susie went on.
Henrietta Lacks was a African American had I want to say it was cervical cancer. Hopkins Medical Center. They took her cells, and this was in the 50s. Her cells are still alive today. Her cells have created polio vaccine.
Oh, yeah.
Cancer studies. Her cells do not die. They keep multiplying. her cells do not die. She is still alive. They took her cells. I mean, and you know, our understanding before I read, they take something for a biopsy, they destroy it afterwards.
Right.
That's not true. They took her cells, they done the biopsy, they used it in a culture, and they were saying that within like 24 hours, everybody's cells were dying. Her cells in 24 hours had multiplied so many times, it was falling out of the circular cultural thing. That was a great book. That one, I read another nonfiction book this year that I loved. See if I can
I
find
remember
it.
talking about that one. We talked about that before. I remember you talking about that one. That is really amazing.
I highly recommend that book. I read that book to my orthopedic doctor, and I was telling everybody in the doctor's office, you got to read this book. The other one, I guess I didn't write a review on my reviews. Hmm. The other one I read, oh, Lost in Shangri-La. Shangri-La. It was two. When they allowed females to actually be in the army, but they weren't. They
Uh-huh.
were in the army, but they were more of sitting behind the desk or something like that. They, just within the last 10, 15 years, they've allowed them in combat and everything. But a group somewhere in either Australia or New Zealand, some tropical climate, and they ain't tropical, I don't think. I know they're not because they're in summer right now. But they had went somewhere to day excursion to explore over this area where they were at, and the plane crashed.
Uh-huh.
And they come across this tribe in the 40s that they talked in grunts.
Uh-huh.
I mean, in the 40s, they still talked in grunts. Penis gourds. The women had their vagina and stuff, but nothing dealing. The breasts weren't covered up.
Yeah. Well, I
And
mean,
they said that legend. No, it wasn't the Amazon. It was somewhere around. Let me pull up a Google map, and I can tell you it on the when I see it on searching about it because I want to see it. They kept saying that legend. The people kept saying legend told things were going to change when people fell out of the sky.
mm-hmm.
The people in the plane actually fell out of the sky, and they knew it was them. Here we go. New Guinea, whatever that
Oh,
island is, it looks like a
New
dinosaur.
Guinea. Yeah, Papua New Guinea. Yeah, that's still,
There
I
you go.
think, have some people or land that's never been seen before by outside.
Uh huh. And they fell into whatever you want to call it, a valley between mountains, and it was
Mm-hmm.
they couldn't walk across the mountains. I mean, the three people that survived out of 40, 50 were injured. It was a great book.
Wow.
Now, books like that of nonfiction, of Henrietta Lacks or Lost in Shangri-La, I will read. If books like that are nonfiction, yeah, I'll read them in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Especially if they're historical fiction, because I can historical fiction. But they were good. I highly recommend them. Them are my top reads of 2014.
Cool.
We ain't going into romance because romance are all about the same to me, but I still enjoy them.
Yeah.
Want to wait on Dune? We can listen to it instead of having to read it after Catcher in the Rye.
Say that again.
I said you told me you wanted to start Dune after we finish The Catcher in the Rye because it's so long a book.
Yeah.
We can listen to it instead
Where'd you find it
of
at?
reading it. If you think listening is going to
Where'd you find it at? On Audible?
my library, I was going to borrow the book because I wasn't going to buy it at Amazon,
No, I'm not gonna.
and the
Hold on just
the
a second.
Audible $34. I'm not giving them $34.
No, but we can
I
use
don't love. I like it.
we can use
A credit, yeah.
because um I was trying to think if I found that on there. I thought I'd looked for all these books on Audible, but I guess I didn't. I thought I'd looked for all of them on there. Son of a gun.
I to- I told you it's on Audible.
I know, but I thought I had looked. I thought I had added all. I thought I'd added the books. I thought I'd gone through the list and added all the books that were on my wish list. I thought I'd done that, but apparently I haven't, because I'm a dork.
No, you're not a dork.
Well, something's wrong with me. I mean, I did find quite a few of them, but like you found Infinite Jest, I didn't even find that one. But let's see what else. Well, now I gotta figure out what I do have on the list and what I don't. Son of a gun. Infinite Jest. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to start one of those. Audiobook 2014. All right. I have to add another shelf.
I can get Speedboat. Here it's at my library.
Really? Mine doesn't have that one. I don't think. I'm almost positive it will have it.
We need to get together and see
I know.
about our libraries. I think I sent you my login,
I have it. I got 25.
and I'll try to get.
Here, I'll send you the. I'm gonna send you the.
Okay.
List. I know I checked the library, so that list I know I did. I thought I had gone through and done all of the audiobooks, but apparently I didn't. So here, I'm sending you. That's my library. That's all the books that I found at my library. So I'm good there.
Okay.
Audible, I thought I'd done the same thing, but I didn't. So I'm a dork. Okay, so let me get my wish list on there. So Dune, yes. That's on audiobook. I mean, it doesn't matter how we read it, just as long as we read it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Infinite Jest.
And On the Road by Jack
Kerouac.
Yeah. It's the audio at my library.
Really? My library doesn't have a whole lot of ebooks or audiobooks. They have books, but, you know.
I just do mainly do audiobooks at my library, and honestly, I as long as I've had my library card, I let it expire and then I had to renew it. But they've always ordered anything I've requested. They do have a problem of getting the correct format I want,
Yeah.
but they've always ordered anything I request. Thankful that my library does not use tax dollars. Some big person that lived in the county, rich
Mm.
person, donated their estate to the library to buy books.
Oh, wow.
That's all. That's all. That's how they buy their books. That's the only thing that to buy books. So that's a tax burden off the tax dollars. And
Wow.
the librarian or whoever is supposed to take care of the library has tried to push this county to increase the libraries, the people that work there, their wages, because they only pay them minimum wage.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of messed up. They do have internet access. They've had it for years. They have like 4 computers.
Wow.
I mean, I live in a county of 60 to 80,000 people, 4 computers. Granted, not a lot of people go to the library. It's not a big thing anymore.
Yeah. But still, I mean, for computers, they
But
go.
still,
Yeah. I mean, for computers, I think they would because I mean, our libraries are always full with people using the computers. I mean, that's just. I mean, somehow, for some people, that's the
okay.
only way they access the internet.
The internet,
For some people, that's the only way they can access the internet.
yeah. That's the only way they can get a book to read.
Hmm.
But, and Confederacy of Dunes is available on audio. I still hadn't got your email you said you were sending me. It ain't pulled up.
It's on the Google chat. Oh, sorry,
Oh,
I put it on.
well, I don't guess I ever will.
Sorry.
I don't guess I ever will.
Might be a little hard. All right.
But you know me and my brain.
All right. So now, where's your dang? Now I gotta go back to your stinking email because you found. Oh, I hate it. I'm a dork. Okay.
Don't go there.
All right. I will get it straight now. It will happen. All right. You sent me the list, and you were really good. I was just going, why did I not have this list?
There you go. I'll send it to you again.
No, no,
Google chat.
oh no, I got the list. That's what I did. I got the stinking list. I just don't understand why. I must not have looked through. I thought I had looked through all of the. I thought I'd looked through all of the whole list on my Audible, and apparently I hadn't. Which is what I have you for, because apparently I'm a dork.
Susie, she can now.
I got the list now. They're all going to be out in my wish list. Oh, I know how to do. Alright, I got that to do too. God, what am I doing? Oh, there. Alright.
I bet we'll be able to get all these books
Yeah, I mean, either they're at the
without
library
buying them.
or definitely through the audiobook. I mean, I'm thinking see what kind of sucks is that like the Illuminatus is 3 audiobooks and Infinite Jest is 3 audiobooks. That's going to use up quite a bit. All depends. All depends what you're
Yeah,
doing. But I mean, we're gonna have to buy some of them. But other than that, I mean, I'm pretty happy with what we've been able to get.
I am too.
I think it ended up being a whole lot easier than I thought it would be. All right. Alright, so that's what I'm doing right now. I'm marking all the ones that are in library. I'm marking all the ones that are in audiobook. That way I don't have to mess with putting them on my... Okay, so I'm not going to check out Dune. I'm not going to check it out until I finish Catcher in the Rye.
Well, if you want to wait, we can do audio of it because
Yeah.
it's at my library.
Yeah, but how am I... Are you going to do your book wizardry stuff? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Yes.
Okay. That's what I wanted to know. Alright, that's all I needed to know. You're going to do your book wizardry stuff.
As long as you can understand that, yes.
Okay, I can understand it.
Cool.
Mm.
I've got Speedboat.
You got Speedboat. Well, that was one that I could not get, so that's cool.
I'm going to make a list of what I can get, and then I will send to you.
You did make a list, hon. It's me. It's my fault. You made me a list. I'm going through it right now, and I'm marking it. Oh, you did get Speed. Oh, never mind. Never mind. There's some of them that you're getting that. Okay, I see what you're saying.
At my library.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I'm still trying to catch up and do the ones that are on Audible. That's my problem because I was behind there.
Uh, A Confederacy of Dunes is on Audible.
Okay.
So we might be veer off the way you thought we were going to read because some of them are two holds. I'm second or third person.
All
But
right.
as long as we get them read, it don't matter, does it?
No, doesn't matter at all. Okay, so I will update whatever ones you can get in the library. I will update that when you send me that list. I will update it on my end. Just to let you know, I'm updating the audiobook version, so that will be current finally. I swear I thought I'd done this.
It even got Stoner at my library.
Really?
I can't believe they've got all.
I know. I can't either. What the heck? I don't got them.
Masters of Atlantis. That's on audio at my library.
Oh. I just figured out that this Goodreads. Well, I don't have to click on it. It won't let me do it right there. Ooh, Masters. Mastering. Yeah, there's a lot. This is a lot more than. Yeah. Okay. One way or another, we will be able to get these books.
Oh, yeah. 5-star review in Kentucky. Come on, people.
Okay. You know what I'm having a hard time finding is Jimmy Corrigan, The Smartest Kid on Earth. I have no idea what that book is, but that's the one that, I mean, I'm sure it's in different places, but like you couldn't find it on Audible. That's one that looks weird.
That
Like, I don't know where we'll be able to get it.
Okay, help my brain here. That Herman Hesse, RTHA. Didn't I download that book at Audible? Didn't I send you the link to that book?
There's 3 parts to it. There's 3 parts to it, and you got the 3rd part.
No, that was in Infinite Jest.
Oh, that was Infinite Jest. You're right. Yes, Siddhartha, I have. Yes, I have it. Sorry, I already have it uploaded. Yes, you're right.
Okay. So, that one's out. Don't need that one. It's at my library. I'm amazed at all these at my library. I really am.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, they're at my library, but it's all in books. It's not audio at all. The Gorman House. I thought we were going to have problems there. That's on audio. All right.
Atlantis Shrugged is at the library.
As an audiobook?
It makes me Audible. How are they at the library? But I guess, whatever. I'm not complaining.
Mm-hmm.
Stranger in a Strange Land. Got that one too. I'm just going to be happy-go-lucky here. Can only check out 12 at a time, but...
Yeah, but you can only keep them for... we have a 21-day limit. Well, that's 3 weeks. Is it 3 weeks? Yeah, it's 3 weeks. Oh, I should go ahead and get... Yep. Okay, so you're going to get Dune for audiobook. Okay, yes. Let's do it that way, because that way, if I have to listen to it as an audiobook, I think I will like it better. I'm not scared of it if I have it as an audiobook. Okay, so we're good to go. So you're going to send that one. You're going to do
Secret History.
Ooh.
Yeah. 13 people on hold, but we can. I think sometimes on some of these, it's going to be easier for us to read them or listen to them than it is read them.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
That's my opinion.
Mhm. I think you're right.
House of Leaves. I don't know why I looked that one up. I know it ain't on there.
Yeah,
I've looked for that one in audio.
It's not what you have. In fact, you kind of want to read it in the paper version because of the way he has it set up. The type is all over the place and in different shapes and stuff. So it's really interesting because that's just the way he does his things. So I know it's not like that in the, what we got, the ebooks we have, but if you find out you like it, it's well worth buying the paperback and having that. All right, on Audible, all the books that we could get on Audible, I have those marked finally on my Goodreads.
Well, I'm on number 17 of the list I copied at FlavorWire, and so far only 3 of them are not at my library. 4.
That's wild.
So that ain't very many.
I mean, because at the library, I found half. I got 25. And then for, how many were on Audible? Audiobook.
Oxy being a wallflower.
31 of them are on Audible.
Okay.
So between your library and that, we might get like almost all of them. All right, sounds like a plan.
Yeah, Perks of Being a Wallflower is on Audible. So. But I'll do this. I'll get you the rest of the other Goodread groups I told you. If anybody's still listening to us and going into hour 2, are we?
Yeah, I think we're about ready to wrap it up, though.
We don't know.
I think we're about ready to wrap it up, though. Because we got them all marked. We know what we're going to do. I'm just ready to get reading. So, okay, 2 more hours, we're going to start reading. I'm going to read tonight. I'm going to start Catching the Ride at night at midnight.
You'll be up, won't you?
Yep.
But, yeah, people, if you're going to do this list, check your libraries to borrow the book, download it in digital. Everyone I'm seeing is, they're always almost always available in EPUB.
Good old-fashioned
Most of them are available in what? Kindle?
Yep, good old-fashioned print book.
Yeah. Listen to it as you ride to work, drive to work.
Yep. I'm so glad.
And I bought Watchmen, so I'll send that to you.
I can check it out at the library. Why? You're not supposed to buy it for me?
I bought Watchmen. I will send that to you shortly. And
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Woman, if you were sitting in front of me, I'd be damned if I wouldn't squirt you with my damn squirt bottle.
I would be like your cats and bunnies. I give them a squirt bottle. You know what? To keep me from being a dork, that's probably what I need. I was like, oh, really? Your brain isn't working? Here, squirt. Squirt bottle. Wake up. Yes, Susie, I'll be looking for the Watchmen.
It's like that damn fear.
I only have
that
and Dune on my mind right now.
It was, where is it at? Where is that? Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Let me scroll down. When I sent you, Yahoo, I promoted the one. That's so awesome. My click stats.
Yeah. Are awesome.
Of 3,513. So both of us going is only costing $50 a piece. Thank goodness. You are not, underline it, underline, big, bold, capitalized, font is bigger, allowed to pay back anything. Tell you when I done that, I done it so you could be there with me, because for what that you're going to get something that I didn't get, or you're going to understand something that I don't understand, which is probably all of it, but that's beside the point.
It's gonna be fun. And I already told Betty that we're gonna. I mean, you know, because uh, she was gonna run because that sale was scheduled at that time or right before then. And I thought, ugh. And so she, you know, of when she was gonna schedule that sale and it might go on that last week of January. And I told her, I said, I have that marketing, you know, marketing seminar to go to, and it's virtual. It's not gonna take all day, but I'd like to be able to check in every day and not feel stressed. So yeah, we're both gonna check in and that's so cool. I mean, that's awesome. I had no idea we would win that free pass. That was so cool. So awesome. We're gonna go. We're gonna be there. But we can always have a. We can always talk about that when we talk about one of the books we finished during that week. All right, Cheeky D, I'm getting off of here. I gotta rest up for 2 hours before I get into ringing the new year, or I might not make it. 2 hours, I'm gonna start reading. I am not promising to get very far. We usually stay up to 2 o'clock in the morning, so in 2 hours, I'm going to start reading. And you can't stop me.
I am going to try done. My only thing is for January 1. I already have 25 books scheduled to read that I've been asked to read to review.
Oh,
So
crap.
I'm going to be
You're going to read a review and do
a
this?
busy little girl. Yes, I am.
You're crazy.
Yep.
I said it. You're crazy. I flat out cleared, I mean, even books that I have on my list to read that I wanted to read, I even took those off. I took everything off except for this because I'm not, if I'm going to feel pressured, it's going to be pressured to do this reading challenge and not other books. That's okay. I mean, I have the book.
I'm going to do it all.
Ugh. You crazy woman.
Well, I'm really trying to get them in audiobooks.
Yeah, no, I understand. I understand. Plus, I enjoy it. It's cool. But it's a good book. I mean, that Dawn, oh my gosh, that was such a good book. It was slow. I have to admit, there's a lot of setup for it. But for being a science fiction novel and to set up, you know, that the Earth has been, this was back in the 80s, Russia and the U.S., the USSR and the U.S. have gone to nuclear war, they've destroyed the planet, and then a alien race comes in, and this is kind of what they do. The alien race basically looks for planets where the dominant species has blown themselves up, you know, has screwed up, and they come in and what they do a trade, what they call a trade, and that is they take they perpetuate the species and they try and repopulate the planet, but they also do genetic mutation. That's their whole thing. They go around doing what they call trades, and that is that they're genetic manipulators, so that they can take the best that they see and want out of that species and try and breed out the worst of that species. And so the whole setup at the beginning is getting all of that set up. Then and then I would say not halfway, I'd say like a quarter of the way through, that kind of is done, and the story just takes off. So I sat here while I was working, I was listening to the last 2 hours of it. Then the other thing I thought was so cool, because you have The Walking Dead and these apocalyptic, you know, because it does have this dystopian thing because, you know, it's after the apocalypse, it's after the nuclear apocalypse on Earth. So, like, you know, The Walking Dead and that TV show and stuff like that are, you know, so popular. But I thought this one, I mean, as far as the psychology of it, the psychology behind it, was so good. And even if you didn't agree with the reactions of the different people and what they were doing, I mean, it didn't turn me off. It wasn't enough, which I think is really hard for a writer to do. you know how you read a book and you think, oh, I would have done it differently. And if it's too far different, if your reaction is too far off from what the writer has laid out, then I'll stop reading. I'm like, no, I can't put myself. And that happened to me at Frightened Boy, too. The very first of the book, I got a little ways in and I went, no, I wouldn't. This isn't, this is getting too far away. And then he pulled me back in, so it was okay, and it took off from there. But this Butler did such a good job, even though I didn't agree with the main character or stuff, or I would have reacted differently or stuff like that. I was mainly just going, oh, well, I would have done this, but I was still interested in the story and what the angle that she had put forth in the story, and that's what I thought was just so good about it. So I'm really looking forward to reading the rest of the series and then reading Kindred, because that's the same author that's on our list for reading that book. So.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, just
sounds interesting.
Yeah, brilliant. I mean, if you don't like this, even the story behind it, but the psychology behind it is really good.
I like post-apocalypse. They're interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's something you don't know what will happen. No matter what, you don't know what's going to happen. You can't predict the future. They're so... And good ones that ain't got... And I'm not a zombie person. And good ones that don't have that's more about zombies than anything else are hard to find.
Yeah.
But I admit, I'm not going to lie, the movie... I Am Legend with, who was that? Will Smith, I think.
Yeah, we got that one. Did you
loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it.
We have that one, and we pretty much watch it, I think, almost every year for Halloween. I'm dripping wine. Dang it.
Jim and I went to the movies and saw one. The Book of Eli. Oh my gosh. I highly recommend that.
I watched that one, but I didn't like it as much as I liked some others.
I did, because I didn't figure it out till the end.
Oh.
I didn't get what they were saying about the Book of Eli until the end, and it was like, oh my God. My dad didn't like it either, but that's okay. Fear Jong, however her name is pronounced, for Audible.
Uh-huh.
The Clan and the Cave Bear.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
We're having for Audible.
Oh, okay. All right, lady. I'm going to get off of here.
Go rest.
I'm going to rest up.
Go rest.
I wish everybody happy
Done.
New Year.
I got like 16 more. Happy New Year. Stay safe. Don't drive.
Yeah, stay home, read a book. Start reading.
Don't be an idiot.
Novels. Yeah. Start the cult novel reading challenge. I am going to get on Instagram.
Yes. Take care, and I'll talk to you
next week, probably. Well, maybe this Saturday. Depends.
I know tomorrow I promised my mama I'd help her take down our Christmas tree.
Yeah, we're taking our stuff down too, and my husband's going to be home, so I know we're going to be busy this weekend. So it probably won't be until Monday.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Yeah, I'll talk to
you. By then we might even...
Take care. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
I'm still recording.